Alex Hormozi, Sam Ovens. Well, I guess he doesn't make content anymore. Even people like Stephen Bartlett, the Diary of a CEO guy. Sometimes, from time to time, Chris Williamson talks about business. I'm gonna put him in there. I don't know. Grant Cardone. They're selling you information. They tell you that what you need is the newest tactic, the newest strategy, so on and so forth. And by the way, you can definitely get a better education now on YouTube than you can from a freaking MBA, like loads more. I've paid myself over 6 figures in courses, coaching, consulting. I would attribute most of the success in my business to exactly that. But you see, the problem is 99% of what I like to call YouTube entrepreneurs, all they do is they sit around, consume all the content, mentally masturbate, thinking about all the things that they can implement into their business. A lot of them have pretty logos, they have nice websites, but they're not working on the constraint of the business. And what I'm about to show you in this video are the 5 main traps that YouTube entrepreneurs fall into that results in the work avoidance, that results in the procrastination. And then they sit around thinking, why am I not making money? But not only are they not working on the most important thing in the business, they're actually avoiding it for watching YouTube, for scrolling on Instagram, for consuming content. They buy courses, they invest in masterminds, but they don't actually make any money off of them. The first trap that they fall into is they consume videos instead of working on the constraint of the business, right? So what is the constraint of the business? The constraint of the business is the one thing that most entrepreneurs know they need to do. Like if I ask you this, there's a gun to your head. I'm going to kill your entire family. I might get demonetized here, but who the hell cares? I'm going to kill your entire family if you don't 2x your revenue. It's not even that big of a multiple, just a 2x within the next 3 months. What do you have to do? You start writing things down. Oh, I'd probably remove all of this stuff, remove all the, landing page sexification, because a lot of entrepreneurs spend like 3 months on a damn landing page. They don't even launch it, make it all pretty and nice. You'd remove all of that stuff. You'd probably go bare bones, and you'd focus on one main thing, right? It's probably advertising, right? You'd probably actually start advertising your shit, making the calls, sending the DMs, working on the constraint. It can be anything, right? This constraint is replaced for 99% of entrepreneurs by what? By freaking YouTube videos. This is all they watch. I'm drawing an eye here because I'm very artistic. All they're doing all the time is consuming these videos. They're getting a load of content, right? They're getting a load of information, but they're not actually implementing any of it. Let me tell you a story about, this is going to surprise you. There was a business professor that I once took a consulting call with, okay? And this professor didn't end up moving forward. I'm not going to say anything. Actually, I will say stuff about his personal character traits that I literally saw through him. This guy, he was hesitant in telling me that he was a business professor, but I was on a call with him, so I searched him up. I was like, let me see who the hell this guy is. He had a master's or a PhD, I'm not too sure, in business, but he was making no money, right? And he was like, I feel like I know what to do. And I was like, why do you feel like you know what to do? He was like, because I watched a lot of videos. He didn't tell me he was a damn business professor. And he didn't end up moving forward with us because he was afraid, right? That's literally the bottom line. He was afraid. I sent him the contract and he was like, oh, wait a minute. This little, and he didn't move forward with us. That's fine. But bottom line, it was fear. A lot of you guys don't even have the master's degree, but you have a master's degree in YouTube University. You have a mental masturbation degree from YouTube University. And you guys are exactly like this dude. You guys are consuming all the content. You know all the theory, right? You know all the information. Heck, some of you guys should be awarded MBAs based on how much of this content that you've consumed. Some of you guys, you go on Hormozi's channel or Stephen Bartlett's channel or any of these dudes' channels. Oh, you're going to see a red bar at the bottom of every single one of their videos. But you know where else you're going to see, where you're going to see a bar that's declining? Your Stripe account. You're not making any money because you're not working on the constraint of the business. Anyways, second thing, chronic SOS, okay? And SOS doesn't mean save our souls, okay? We're not freaking fire department. SOS is shiny object syndrome. This is the problem, right? Entrepreneurs that are exposed to all of these people, that are exposed to all these videos, all this information, what ends up happening with them is because they see all this information in front of them, they enter a state of what is called analysis paralysis. They don't know what to actually embark on, what specific funnel, like they keep switching, right? So either they're either paralyzed or they keep switching, right? And what this basically results in at the end of the day is no money. You don't make any money because either you don't do anything, but when you do something, when you do have the VSL already, You're like, webinars work better. But the thing is, you never put traffic to the damn VSL. Like I always say this to every single one of the clients that sign up for our free 6-week focus challenge down below. If you're struggling with all this stuff, go ahead and click down below. It's free. Like, what do you want me to do? Are you pissed at a CTA? Click on the link below. Anyways, there's a funnel of shiny object syndrome that entrepreneurs fall into. At the beginning, when you're starting off, it's the business model, right? The business model is SMMA, like what type of business I should start. And by the way, I had a client called, I'm not going to say his name because he's still a client. I love you, blurred name. This person is in his 40s to 50s. He's been in the financial services industry and he's actually making millions of dollars. I don't think net. I'm not sure. But anyways, in profit, like this guy's doing decent money and he started an agency out of nowhere. You know why? Because he was watching all these YouTube videos. I was like, dude, you've been in this space for freaking years, decades at this point. Why the hell are you switching? And he was like, oh, this seems like a better opportunity to me and all this shit. So this happens to people that are later on. But then you have, I don't know, funnels. So people start switching funnels or avatars. And again, there's just this, like, there's always this constant level of switching. You will see it in established entrepreneurs like Cole Gordon, for example. Cole Gordon is making millions of dollars a month. The guy started taking equity in different companies, and then he had to stop doing that because he realized it was shiny object syndrome, right? So this happens to entrepreneurs at every degree, right? They either start switching the business models, and then they start switching the funnels, and then the avatars. So anyways, point is, only the entrepreneur that can beat the business model, beat the funnels, beat the avatar shiny object syndrome emerges at the end. This is a successful entrepreneur. We're going to give him a trophy that looks like a freaking wine glass. This is the dude that makes the most amount of money. You might be stuck here in the shiny object syndrome funnel, and you might be making, I don't know, 15K a month, whatever it is. But the thing is, unless you go through this entire thing, beating every single level of shiny object syndrome, you will never get to this point of making the most amount of money. Number 3, aesthetic. I think that's how you spell aesthetic. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is probably the biggest perfectionism. There we go. It's probably the biggest form. I've put in so much effort to write that out just to overwrite it with procrastination. Perfectionism is procrastination masquerading as quality control. This is actually a quote, ironically, that I took from Chris Williamson. So beautiful quote. Perfectionism is procrastination masquerading as quality control. Let me give you an example that will probably resonate with a lot of entrepreneurs. Websites and landing pages. Okay. How many of you guys have spent 2, 3, I'm going to say days, but I know a lot of you guys have spent not only weeks, forget that. You guys have spent months on this stuff, just doing basically jack. Like, oh yeah, I just, the font's a little off. This little thing needs to be underlined. Man, it takes maybe 3 hours to launch a landing page. If you look at the biggest companies in the world, they operate with speed, right? But again, you got to take your 2 to 3. Forget days. Who the hell takes days? Most of you guys take weeks, months. Maybe some of you guys are working on your landing pages right now. How long have you been working on it for? So it takes you 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 months to launch. The thing is, you have no data to actually validate the changes that you're making. So how the hell do you know if your landing page is even going to perform? You guys are perfecting the website, perfecting the landing page. You have no data. Sometimes shitty looking, ugly landing pages make more money than beautiful landing pages. I'll give you an example. Look at Charlie Morgan. Some of you guys might know Charlie Morgan. I think he's making like 1.5 million a month or something like that. This guy has the ugliest funnel known to man. I'm not shitting on him, but it works. And he's had the same funnel for like 3-4 years. You guys make one funnel, and then instead of actually putting traffic to it and then split testing the headline, maybe you guys slash that out and then start making a completely different funnel. Because again, it goes back to problem number 1. You're not working on the constraint of the business. I don't know why I circled the I. You're avoiding the constraint of the business to watch the videos and to perfect the shit that you already have instead of moving forward, instead of actually bulldozing your next revenue goal. Next, no metrics being tracked. Okay, this is number 4. No metrics being tracked. This is so common. And you know what the funny thing is? Look, I understand. Let's talk about the sales cycle. When we're talking about the sales cycle, you got inputs. So let's say you're outbound. So we'll write outbound sales, right? It can be inbound, outbound. Again, replace this with whatever the hell you do. Input, that's number 1. Number two, I don't know, pickup rate. Let's say you're cold calling, so you got pickup rate. If you're cold emailing, reply rate, whatever, all this shit. I understand, right? And then you got schedule, close. Let's just keep it simple, right? I understand this one and this one and this one, pickup rates, schedule rates, close rates. I understand. This is complicated. But some of you guys aren't even tracking your damn inputs. You guys don't even know how much you're spending on ads. You guys don't know how many dollars you're making. So no wonder you don't actually do them, because you have no input-based quota. You have no idea on what the actual input is. You don't know how many calls are being made, how many emails are being sent, how much money is being spent on the ad account. And you don't have that as a metric that you're even tracking. And why I don't even know why you guys are doing this. I don't even know if this is a YouTube problem or if this is just like a stupidity problem. But you know what it might be? It might be an accountability problem. When you have a number that you're set to do, let's say 30 calls, which is nothing, right? 300 calls, let's make it that, because I hate low volume. Or, 3K emails. Or even 3K a day on ads, right? 3K a day on ads. When you have this number clearly defined and set, you are kept accountable to it, right? Did you make 300 calls today? It's a binary. Either you did or you didn't. That's the problem. A lot of you guys are afraid of your inputs holding you accountable. And by the way, if you want to be held accountable, cheeky little CTA, free 6-week focus challenge down below. Number 5, and I wanted to make this a point in and of itself. Advertising avoidance. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The constraint for 99% of businesses, I don't know, I hate that freaking line. The constraint for 99% of businesses is advertising. Until you get to like maybe $1 million a year, that's what most people say. You know what I say? $1 million a month. I have a bit of a contrarian take on this. I think that until you get to $1 million a month, the problem usually is advertising. You're not putting yourself in front of enough people. Forget the TAM, forget the target addressable market, forget the size of your market. It's not about that. You're not like, you haven't even shown your shit to 99% of people. You're like, why am I not making money? Because you're avoiding advertising. And I'll tell you why you avoid it. Because it sucks. Nobody wants to advertise. Nobody wants to make the creatives. Heck, I don't want to make this video. Maybe you can, actually, I love talking to you guys. Please subscribe, please like. Anyways, I don't necessarily, actually, I kind of enjoy these videos because I got to yell at, old me and sometimes, occasionally present me. But anyways, advertising sucks. You guys don't want to do shit that sucks. Obviously, who wants to do stuff that sucks? Raise your hand. Please. Because it's only the people that do the shit that sucks that makes the most amount of money. That's the bottom line. But instead of actually advertising, what do? You keep living in the comfortable, fearful environment that you're currently in. Watching the videos, consuming the content, mentally masturbating, spending all this time in analysis paralysis, as opposed to actually confronting the constraint of the business head on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the video, leave your hate comment, your love comments, your non-platonic comments, your platonic comments, all your comments down below. Usually read all of them. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.